everybody? It's your boy Dre Rich from the Money Huddle podcast, back with another triple threat video for today's NCAA basketball games. We have to look at what happened last night. We bounced back with a 2-1 win in our best bets, starting with this early game, Michigan State versus Louisville. Our best bet was for Michigan State to cover that 4.5. They did. They whooped them as we expected it to happen. The ACC is just terrible, and we continue to cash on that. But at midday, we cashed again. TCU versus Duke. I told you Duke was going to show that defensive quality, and they put the beat down on the TCU Horned Frogs. They scored under 64.5 points. They didn't even score 60 points, guys. 58. Told you. Duke is not to be trifled with, and TCU, they paid the price. 64.5 points under was a cash. That was our second cash in the late game. It was our only loss. Nebraska plus 1.5. Vanderbilt minus 1.5. Over under 146.5. Our best bet was the over 146.5, and we got hooked because the game ended at 146. So at 0.5, you know it can be dangerous sometimes. But it is okay. 2-1 last night. That's not bad. I'll take that for a Saturday slate. Because if you were to bet separately, each of those bets, you are up from yesterday. So it's cool with me. 2-1. We are now 5-4 for the entire NCAA tournament so far. So let's just get it started with our next 3 bets. Looking at this Iowa State versus Kentucky game. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great game. Iowa State laying the 4.5 versus Kentucky plus 4.5. Over unders 145.5. And I like Iowa State. You know I do. Kentucky, I'm not liking the SEC this season. I'm not. I fade them whenever possible. You know how I feel about the SEC. Kentucky, they barely beat Santa Clara. Santa Clara are not a bad team. They're from a decent conference. We know they play pretty good teams, but still, they barely beat them. Both teams, Iowa State and Kentucky, are pretty bad at 3-point defense. So it should be a higher scoring game, I think, overall. But Kentucky, they're good at free throws, but they don't. Iowa State doesn't allow a lot of free throws to their opponents. So we saw Iowa State flex on Tennessee State, as they should. You know, they lost Joshua Jefferson, so that is kind of a weird situation for them because he was scoring 16 points per game. He was a 47% shooter, and he had 7 rebounds per game. So no Joshua Jefferson because of an ankle injury. That's going to be a really big blow to Iowa State. But, you know, they got Nate Heiss. He's all right. He's a 6'5 guard. He dropped 22 last game. So he's not terrible. He'll probably get more minutes in this game because of the injury to Joshua Jefferson, not because they play the same position, because they don't, but just because they're going to probably move Momcilovic to that 4 position. Even though he's a shooter, they probably might have him do more of the rebounding work because they're losing the rebounding from Joshua Jefferson. So Momcilovic, he might have a different role in this game. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game overall. But they're bad at shooting free throws. Iowa State is, but they get to the line a lot. And I'm not saying that they're not rightfully to be favored in this game, but my best bet for this game is for the Kentucky team total to go over 70.5. I think this is a high-scoring game overall, guys. I think both of these teams are going to have success. The defense for Iowa State will be lowered because of the loss of Joshua Jefferson. And I think Kentucky has enough players who shoot well from long range, to be able to contend with this Iowa State team. I'm not saying that Iowa State won't win the game. I'm saying it's going to be a lot closer than people think, and I think both teams should have good success because they're both bad at defending the three. They both shoot well from three. So give me the over team total for Kentucky, 70.5. Look at the mid game. St. John's versus Kansas. This is going to be another great game. I told you guys, Saturday's games were not fun to watch, really. They were not really entertaining, in my opinion. But this is a great slate for just if you're just viewing. Even if you're not even betting the games, it's good to view these games. St. John's, Kansas. St. John's laying 3.5. Kansas, 3.5 point underdogs. Over under is 144.5. When you look at this game, there's a huge mismatch here. And it really comes down to David Peterson. We know he's one of the best players in the tournament. We know he's a legit threat on the scoring end. Not much of the assisting end because he usually is like an Iverson. He does his own thing. He is the guy they rely on. Then everybody else falls behind. I worry about the smaller guards of St. John's playing against David Pearson. David Pearson's big, man. He's a big guard. He's not a small dude. And St. John's guards, they're like 6'2", 6'1". They're smaller guys. And a 6'4", a legit 6'4", 6'5", David Pearson's going to give them a lot of problems on the defensive end. And St. John's are a defensive team. We saw them put the last opponent in the dirt. We knew that was going to happen. We called that. That was our win. But this is a different test for St. John's. Both of these coaches are prestigious. Bill Self is a guy who can beat a guy like Rick Pitino. It's very even coaching matchup. And on the Kansas side, everybody rebounds the ball very well. Like even their guard, Melvin Council, he's a point guard. He's a point guard, a long one, 6'5". He's a tall guy, but he's a rebounder. I trust these guards to help with the rebounding against St. John's. And Trey White, that man, he's good. He's a good defender. He's a good scorer. I have St. John's to go into the Sweet 16. I have St. John's going to the Elite Eight in some of my future bets. I'm worried about this game. I wasn't as worried as I was when I first made the bet, when I first looked at the bracket before the tournament started, but now I'm kind of worried. Just because St. John's only has 2 rebounders. 2 guys who you can confidently rely on to rebound the ball. While, like I said, Kansas has multiple guys rebound very well. And the pace of the game, slow pace or fast pace, regardless of what you think of, Kansas can thrive in either scenario. If this game gets out of hand, this game becomes a back and forth run and gun, I worry about St. John's in that situation. They're not as efficient of an offense as they are efficient as a defense. So my best bet for this game is going to be St. John's team total under 74.5 points. I think this is a low scoring game. I think Kansas makes this a possession by possession game, and the St. John's has to rely and find a closer. I don't think they have a closer. We know who's closing for Kansas. It's David Peterson. In a tight game, this is a 3.5 point game. It's gonna come down to the last 4 or 5 minutes. And I do kind of trust Kansas defense and especially their offense in a tight game like this. I'm still believing and hoping in St. John's to continue my future bet. I do think that St. John's can skate by a KU team that has been wishy-washy all season. I just don't think this will be a high-scoring game. I don't think St. John's does very well offensively in this game. So give me the under. St. John's team total 74.5. And for the last game, we're going to be looking at this Arizona-Utah State. This game is going to be interesting because who knows what Utah, if they're really that good. Utah State, they flex on Villanova, but Villanova, they ain't that good. And they still shot 47% from deep. You let Villanova, not that good of a three-point shooting team, shoot 47% on you, and you barely win. Yeah, they won by 10 points. 10 points is 10 points. But Villanova let them shoot 36 free throws. You think Arizona is going to let Utah State shoot 36 free throws? No, it's not happening. If you let Arizona shoot 47%, if you let the Wildcats shoot 40% from three, they're going to torch you. Okay? It's Tommy Lloyd. Okay? Coach Prestige. Conference. They got a better conference than Utah State. I'm fading the Mountain West any chance that I can. There's not many of them left, but I do not like them in this tournament. They struggle against teams of this type of prestige. And Arizona has shown very good defensive quality. LIU, of course, their last opponent in the tournament, 58 points. That's all they scored on them. They could not score more than 58 points on Arizona. And if you look at the season stats for Arizona, they held Iowa State to 57. They held Houston 66. They held Kansas 61. They held UCF 59. All tournament teams currently that they held under 67 points. Utah State are in trouble. Do I think they're going to shoot 2 for 16 from deep again? Maybe not. Okay, Utah State probably might shoot better than they did last time. But they still allowed 76 points to Villanova. And like I said, the Wildcats shoot way better than Villanova. And they average more points per game than Villanova. So this is a weird matchup for Utah State. My best bet for this matchup is Arizona minus 11.5. They're gonna whoop them. It's a sad day for them. This is the time where Utah State realizes that there are levels to this, and they ain't on it. So that is my best bet for this Sunday slate. If you were to parlay all of these together, you get a nice, clean plus 500 price. As you can see right here, it's already going down on some books. Literally, plus 525. What went down? Let's see. Oh yeah, see? This team total for St. John's is going up and down. It's bouncing. So get it right now. Get it right now while you can. Those are my best bets for this slate. Please like and subscribe at the Money Huddle on YouTube. We got so many things coming up. Of course, baseball kicking into session next week. Very excited about that. You will be getting an MLB video from me. I'm putting in MLB futures. I'm looking at who can win the conferences, who can win the divisions. I'm all in on baseball this season. We also got UFC, big Adesanya card coming up. It's going to be interesting. And of course, the rest of this March Madness, because we were only in the round 30. We're only in this week. We're not even in this week 16 yet, guys. We're so close. We're not even to the Elite 8. We have so many more bets to make. But let's keep continuing cashing whatever bets we got. MLS is still in full session. I'll be having some videos on MLS. Hopefully, Shaq will give us some NASCAR bets. But we are all here to give you as much information to get you the money that you want with these games. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace.